didn't see you there. I didn't realize that the episode was supposed to start yet. I was just getting some stuff together. Well, now that you're here, let's jump into it and see what we can get into today. What is going on, guys? I am RS Built, and welcome back to just another Let's Play. On this episode, I want to focus on the mob farm and finally get that thing at least up and running, and hopefully done for the most part. However, I have been doing a little bit of stuff off of camera. As you can see, I got a few more bookshelves over here. Thankfully, to my sugarcane farm that we made last episode, I was able to get enough sugarcane to make paper. And between that and all of the cows that I have been killing for the leather, I've been able to craft enough books to make enough bookshelves to enchant to level 30. So I did make a few more tools as far as the picks and some shovels and stuff like that. That way I can go and do some collecting of materials. Now the materials that I want to collect is going to be sand. And then I want us to go and find one of the amethyst geodes because I really want to replace the roof of this farm with a bunch of the tinted glass. I have not really had a chance to use a whole lot of the tinted glass, so I really want to use this as an excuse to go ahead and use the tinted glass and see what kind of cool farm that we can make with it. With that being said, let's go ahead and head over to the desert and start off this episode with a quick time lapse. Let's go! So as you can see, I was really able to clear out a huge area worth of sand. However, this is just a little scratch compared to all of the desert that there is. This desert isn't too wide, however, it is very, very long. And I was able to gather a good double chest full, plus a little bit more of sand, plus a few other items here and there. One thing that I did want to go and check out was I did cross a desert temple coming here and also a desert village. So let's go and check those out, see if there's anything new that we can find. Alright, so this is the desert temple that I came across, and I did want to raid it and see if we can't get a few things of TNT out of it. See what else is down here, potentially. And this is going to be the first one that I raided. Now normally, the logical thing to do would be to break one of these, and if you fall down there, there's a pressure plate. And once you hit that pressure plate, it sets off a bunch of TNT. That is not the way to raid one of these. What you want to do is go to the side here, and you want to dig yourself down to where you can see the room, and dig yourself all the way down. Then once you're down here, you want to go ahead and remove that pressure plate. If you walk on that by accident, everything's going to blow up. And let's just grab some of these bones. The sand we can take. Let's see what else we got in here. We got a book, piercing, that might be useful. We got a golden apple, which we can take that. And we'll leave our rotten flesh. Some gunpowder, really don't need that. We'll take the bones though. Really don't need the emerald. And really don't need the horse armor. So I think we're going to leave the rest of that. And then what else we want to do, we want to dig down here and we want to gather all of this TNT as well. This TNT is free TNT. And I am sure we will find a use for it. And I'll leave that right there. That way, if I ever come across this in the future, I know I've already raided it. Alright guys, I have made my way over here to this village, and it's just a small little village. However, I did want to explore it a little bit, see if there's anything that we can't use.
Huh?
Well, I'm back over here, and I did end up raiding that temple that is behind me. I do have to keep moving because there are mobs spawning everywhere because it is thunderstorming. And since I'm inside of a desert, oh, there's a creeper. Since I'm inside of a desert, it doesn't rain here until you get out of the desert, like so. And you would never know that it's thunderstorming aside from all the mobs that are spawning continuously all around you. I really didn't find anything in there other than some hay bales that I could use. There really wasn't anything that was really worthwhile taking. And then inside of the temple I did get some of the TNT and then also a piercing tube book, which was the highlight of really doing it. So let me get started taking all this sand over to my base, and I'll meet up with you guys as soon as I get done with it. Alright guys, that was a whole lot of moving, going back and forth, but I managed to get all of the stacks of sand over here, and then I have a little bit of overflow here for the sand as well. And then this is also the gravel that I've been saving, that way we can make some concrete in the near future. I also got a few more diamonds while we were between episodes, and also got some more quartz while we were between episodes, because I wanted to go into the nether and level up, that way I can enchant a few different things. So quartz is really the easiest way to do that early game. So what I want to do now is take some of this sand, and I'm not going to smelt it all down because I do want to keep some for concrete. However, I'm going to take all of this sand and we're going to place down some furnaces back here. And hopefully I have enough coal to smelt all of this down. We'll have to see. Alright, since I have all of this sand smelted, let's go find ourselves a geode. I just made a few more picks. I wanted to see if we could get fortune before we head over to the amethyst geode. So let's see how lucky we can get. Nothing there. Oh, we got fortune there. Alright, let's go ahead and do that. It's not the best fortune one, but it will definitely be better than what we have. Because using fortune on the amethyst shards are definitely the way to go. That way you get more for your money. So with that being said, let's set off on an adventure and see if we can't track down a amethyst geode. So one of the best ways that I have found to find the amethyst geode is just to row around inside of a boat and look for them on the ocean floor. Now I have loaded a bunch of the chunks around here, so I doubt that we're going to find one pretty close to our area. So we're probably going to have to go a little ways out and go out of the ocean a little ways. We have to go to new fresh ground because this world was loaded before the 1.17 update. That desert there behind me is the one that I was just in. However, like I said, it's very narrow, but it's very, very long. It goes off in that direction quite a ways, and that's where I was just mining all of the sand. However, I have not really been over to the ocean on this side yet, and we want to go to unloaded chunks. That way we can find some of the new terrain generation. And one of the best ways that I have found to find the amethyst geode is to go into the ocean and look around for the top of the amethyst geode sticking up. It'll have like an egg-shaped structure that sticks up, and it doesn't really fit in the bottom too well. And it's much easier to find them with the night vision potion on. However, I don't quite have any of those quite yet. So we're just going to have to look and keep our eye peeled for them. They are fairly easy to spot and aren't too difficult to find, and they, at least in this update, seem to be rather close together. So let's see if we can't find one. Alright guys, at long last we were able to locate one of the amethyst geode, and if you look in front of me you can see, once you kind of know what you're looking for, they kind of stick out like a sore thumb, and they're really rather easy to find as long as you're in chunks that have not previously been loaded before. And you can see if you're looking at them from underwater, they really don't blend in with any of the surrounding textures, and that's why they really stand out. So let's go ahead and row over to this one. And we're just going to leave our boat up here and drop into it and see what we can't find. Alright guys, if you come on a mission like this, don't be like me. Make sure that you bring some torches. You don't want to go to a very dark place without any torches. You can't see anything, you get a lot of monsters, it's no fun, so make sure that you don't forget your torches. So after you lit this all up, I did go ahead and make kind of a water elevator where the water just falls down into a hole there. But the easiest way to harvest this stuff is just going to be grab a regular pickaxe, and you want to break all of these amethyst blocks around the budding amethyst blocks. These budding amethyst blocks are the ones that have the X in it, and these are the ones that if you break them, then they're not going to grow back, so make sure that you don't break them. And you want to remove all of these regular amethyst blocks, because these amethyst blocks can actually have budding amethyst blocks underneath them, just like that. And on a manual harvest farm like this one, you want as many exposed surfaces as possible. That way these can shoot the amethyst out. If you have a block up against it like this, then you'll never have a amethyst shard come out of this side here. So you want to make sure that all of these are exposed, so that way you get the most amethyst shards growing for your time here. Since we are on my single player let's play, I'm not going to make this any kind of farm because I really just don't need that much amethyst. However, if you do want a amethyst shard farm, then go ahead and check out my amethyst shard farm. I'll go ahead and link it in the top right now. And this amethyst shard farm does utilize the fortune enchantment, so you're going to get the utmost for the amount of time spent mining this stuff. The amethyst shard is like the dripstone. It is very, very slow growing, and you really won't be able to harvest a whole bunch of it, so you really want to be able to use fortune whenever you're mining this stuff, even if you're mining it with a farm. Alright guys, I am back from an AFK session, allowing this stuff to grow up. It does take several hours for it to grow up like this. However, this is after I cleared all of the amethyst blocks out of the way of the budding amethyst blocks. That way all of these can grow. You want all of the 6 sides exposed. That way you get the most shards for the amount of time spent here. When you go to harvest this, you want to make sure that you at least have fortune on this. You can harvest it with any pickaxe, and you really don't have to have fortune. However, the fortune is going to give you so much more for the time spent here. And with the time that it takes for this stuff to grow, you really want as much as possible. One last note, whenever you're harvesting this, you want to make sure that it is fully grown. If you have any of these that are not fully grown, then it's not really going to drop you any shards, it's just going to break the block. So make sure that you're only harvesting the fully grown ones. If you look at this top one here, this is a shard that is not fully grown yet. If you break this, you're not going to get anything from it, so wait until that grows to a full shard, and then you'll be able to harvest that as well. You can use silk touch on these as well to take the cluster itself, and you can silk touch any size that you would like if you're just wanting to use those as a decorative block. Whenever you are fortuning these, be careful not to break the budding block. Once you break that budding amethyst block, it will never return. So it's very important to be very careful. Alright guys, that's going to about wrap it up for mining all of this. As you can see, there are a few left, and these are the ones that just were not fully grown. So we're going to leave these, that way they can fully grow. And that salmon has sat there and watched me the entire time that I was mining. Now that I'm done, he just jumped down and now he committed hara-kiri. So, okay, maybe, nope, Get back in the water stream. Oh, no. He didn't make it. Rest in peace, little guy. You will be remembered. Anyways, we have a ton of the amethyst shard here, and if you clean these things out and you mine them properly like this, they really do put out quite a bit, especially if you have any kind of fortune enchantment. That being said, hopefully this will be enough. If not, we will have to come back and AFK some more. And looks like we have one more that just grew. Alright, so let's go ahead and head back and craft up some tinted glass. Well, we got a whole bunch of this glass crafted up. However, we are starting to run out of fuel, as you can see here. So let's just get started with the glass that we have. Hopefully we'll have enough. If not, we'll go and grab some more coal out of the mines. However, this is the glass that we have here, which is a pretty good amount. So hopefully we should have enough to at least get a good start on the project here. And then we're also going to grab some of these shards and then start crafting up some tinted glass. And at this point I'm realizing that we're going to probably need a whole lot more amethyst shards. So it doesn't look like glass is really going to be our weak point, so let me go ahead and pull the remaining sand out of here, because I don't want to use any more sand than I have to, just in case I want to use this sand down the road for concrete or something of that sort. What's up, guys? I interrupt this video to let you guys know that most of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed to my channel. If you don't want to miss anything and you want to catch everything that I upload, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is totally free, no sign up required, and it allows you to get each and every video that I upload. That way you don't miss a single thing. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and check it out. There are tons of videos on the channel. Things from Let's Plays to redstone tutorials to farm tutorials. There's something for everybody. Check it out. Now let's return to the video. Well, guys, definitely did not get nearly as much tinted glass as I expected to get out of that. It turns out if you look at the crafting recipe here, it takes 4 shards for every piece of glass. So it definitely takes a lot of amethyst shards. So we're going to have to really do some more AFKing if we want any amount of this stuff. However, we do have a handful of stacks here, so let's go ahead and get started. And what we're going to do is we're going to sleep through the night first, and then we're going to get started removing that roof over there on top of the farm, if it will render in. Yes, that one there. We're going to get started removing that, and then we're going to add this tinted glass all the way around it. So let's go jump into bed and sleep through the night, and then we're going to get started on that. And that's a wrap. So after the time lapse, this is what we have and what we have created. This is just the amount of tinted glass that I had to get a start on this project. But once we gather enough materials, we're going to have enough glass to go all the way down each side of these, fully enclosing these to where the mobs can spawn on the dark spawning platforms and then fall all the way down into the water funnels. I also, outside of that time lapse, changed out some of the lower blocks as well to make one side of these to where they are slabs and the other side to where they are all solid blocks. If you go on this side over here, it is the same thing. We have this whole right hand side, which is solid blocks, and the whole left hand side here, which is going to be slabs. And this is directly opposite of that one, just so it all looks the same. The reason for these two different sides is because we want this side to where we can get all of our surface spawns, and then the side with solid blocks, we're going to get all of our cave spawns. Same thing with that other side. All of the surface spawns will be on this side with the slabs. All of the cave spawns will be underneath all of these solid blocks. Everything is slabbed up here, so this whole entire top surface is non-spawnable. And then if we come down here, you can see that we have all of our water funnels complete, and these water funnels are going to push into two separate sides, which underneath each one of these sides are going to be our trident killers. The mobs are going to drop down into the trident killers and then be chopped up by the trident, and then it's going to all be pushed into a chest underneath. And while we created all of this, we also somehow made some kind of makeshift drowned farm, as well as a fish farm, squid farm, and apparently dolphin farms as well. I guess that's just kind of a byproduct of making a general mob farm over top of the ocean. However, this is what we have to work with, and in the next episodes we are going to be finishing this up, firing it up, and hopefully getting done with it completely. And as you can see, somehow we have created a party grounds for some drown. And it seems to be my lucky day, because out of all of those drowns, I managed to get myself another trident. Well guys, that's going to wrap up this episode. I did not really get nearly as much accomplished today as I really hoped that I would have. However, I did underestimate how many resources it was going to take in order to craft all of the tinted glass and get the farm done. Between this episode and next, I'm going to make sure that I do quite a bit of AFK time. That way I can collect plenty of amethyst shard. That way I can have the amethyst shard ready to go for the next episode. That way we can finally finish this general mob farm. This thing has really extended over the last few episodes, and it would be really nice to have a solid source of XP. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.